The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, chapter number 12, text number 32, given by His Grace Sriman Sankarshan Das Adhikari, recorded on April 25th, 2008, in Tartu, Estonia.
So today we are Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, chapter number 12, Dhruva Maharaj goes back to Godhead, text number 32.
Seega siis täna loeme Srimad Bhagavatami 4. laulu 12. peatükki. Dhruva Maharaj läheb tagasi koju.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Sachasvalokam arokshyam. Sachasvalokam arokshyam. Suniting jananing dhruva. Suniting jananing dhruva. Anvasmaradagang hitva. Anasmaradagang hitva. Dinang yashaitra vishpatam. Dinang yashaitra vishpam. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Dhruva was seated in the transcendental airplane, which was just about to start, when he remembered his poor mother Suniti. He thought to himself, "How shall I go alone to the Vaikuntha planet and leave behind my poor mother?" Purport. Dhruva had a feeling of obligation to his mother Suniti. It was Suniti who had given him the clue which now enabled him to be personally carried to the Vaikuntha planet by the associates of Lord Vishnu. He now remembered her and wanted to take her with him. Actually, Dhruva Maharaj's mother Suniti was his Patta Pradarshaka Guru. Patta Pradarshaka Guru means the Guru or the spiritual master who shows the way. Such a Guru is sometimes called Siksha Guru. Although Narada Muni was his Diksha Guru, initiating spiritual master, Suniti, his mother, was the first who gave him instruction on how to achieve the favor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is the duty of the Siksha Guru or Diksha Guru to instruct the disciple in the right way, and it depends on the disciple to execute the process. According to Shastric injunctions, there is no difference between Siksha Guru and Diksha Guru, and generally, the Siksha Guru later on becomes the Diksha Guru. Suniti, however, being a woman, and specifically his mother, could not become Dhruva Maharaj's Diksha Guru. Still, he was not less obliged to Suniti. There was no question of carrying Narada Muni to Vaikuntha Loka, but Dhruva Maharaj thought of his mother. Whatever plan the Supreme Personality of Godhead contemplates immediately fructifies. Similarly, a devotee who is completely dependent on the Supreme Lord can also fulfill his wishes by the grace of the Lord. The Lord fulfills his wishes independently, but a devotee fulfills his wishes simply by being dependent on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, as soon as Dhruva Maharaj thought of his poor mother, he was assured by the associates of Vishnu that Suniti was also going to Vaikuntha Loka in another plane. Dhruva Maharaj had thought that he was going alone to Vaikuntha Loka, leaving behind his mother, which is not very auspicious, because people would criticize him for going alone to Vaikuntha and not carrying with him Suniti, who had given him so much. But Dhruva also considered that he was not personally the supreme. Therefore, if Krishna fulfilled his desires, only then would it be possible. Krishna could immediately understand his mind, and he told Dhruva that his mother was also going with him. This incident proves that a pure devotee like Dhruva Maharaj can fulfill all desires by the grace of the Lord. He becomes exactly like the Lord, and thus whenever he thinks of anything, his wish is immediately fulfilled.
Värsitõlge. Dhruva istus transcendentaalsesse lennukisse, mis oli just valmis õhku tõusma, kui talle tuli meelde tema vaene ema Suniti. Ta mõtles iseendale. Kuidas ma saan minna üksinda Vaikunta planeedile ja jätta maha oma vaene ema? Ja selgitus. Dhruva tundis kohustuse tunnet oma ema Suniti vastu. See oli Suniti, kes oli andnud talle mõista seda teed, läbi mille oli Dhruva Maharajale võimalik see, et teda isiklikult viiakse Vaikunta planeedile Jumal Vishnu kaaslaste poolt. Ja nüüd ta mäletas teda ja tahtis võtta teda endaga kaasa. Tegelikult Dhruva Maharaja ema Suniti oli tema Pata Pradarshaka guru. Pata Pradarshaka guru tähendab see guru või vaimne õpetaja, kes näitab teed. Selline guru on mõnikord kutsutud ka nimega Shiksha guru, kuigi Narada Muni oli tema Diksha guru ehk siis initseerib vaimne õpetaja. Suniti, kuid sellegipoolest Suniti, tema ema, oli esimene, kes oli andnud Dhruvale juhenduse, kuidas saavutada kõige kõrgema jumalisiksuse heameelt. On Shiksha guru või Diksha guru kohus juhendada õpilast õieti. Ja see sõltub õpilasest ja õpilasest sõltub see, et ta täidab protsessi ja õpilasest sõltub see, et ta täidab protsessi. Vastavalt šastra juhendustele ei ole mitte mingit vahet Shiksha gurul ja Diksha gurul. Ja tavaliselt Shiksha guru on see, kes hiljem saab olema ka Diksha guru. Suniti sellegi poolest. Suniti oli aga naine ja eeskätt just ema. Ja seetõttu ta ei saanud olla Dhruva Maharaja Diksha guru. Kuid sellegi poolest ei olnud Dhruva Maharaj kuidagi vähem siis, et ta ei tulnud sellepärast kuidagi vähem seda kohusetunnet Suniti vastu. Ei ole mitte mingisugust küsimus selles, et Narada Muni samuti viiakse Vaikunta lookale, aga Dhruva Maharaja mõtles oma emast. Mis iganes plaani Jumala kõrgem isiksus mõtleb, see plaan saab kohe täide. Samamoodi pühendunu, kes on täielikult sõltuv kõige kõrgemast Jumalast, saab samuti täita oma soove läbi Jumala armulikkuse. Jumal täidab iseenda soovid iseseisvalt, aga pühendunu täidab siis iseenda soovid lihtsalt olles sõltuv Jumala kõrgemast isiksusest. Seetõttu niipea, kui Dhruva Maharaja mõtles oma vaesest emast, Vishnu kaaslased ütlesid talle koheselt, et Suniti samuti on teel Vaikunta lookale, kuid ühes teises lennukis. Dhruva Maharaj oli mõelnud, et ta läheb üksinda Vaikuntha lookale, jättes maha oma ema. Kuid selline teguviis ei oleks olnud väga heatav. Sellepärast, et inimesed oleksid hakanud teda kritiseerima. Sellepärast, et ta oleks jäänud üksinda Vaikuntha lookale ja mitte võtnud endaga sunniitid kaasa, kes oli andnud talle nii palju. Aga Dhruva samuti mõistis, et tema isiklikult ei olnud kõige kõrgem. Seetõttu, kui Krishna täidaks tema soovid, ainult siis oleks see võimalik. Krishna suutis koheselt mõista, mis tema mõistuses toimub. Ja ta ütles Dhruvale, et tema ema läheb samuti temaga koos kaasa. See juhtum tõestab, et puhas pööndunu nagu Dhruva Maharaj võib täita kõik oma soovid läbi Jumala armulikkuse. Ja sedasi ta muutub täpselt selliseks nagu Jumal. Selles mõttes, et kui ta mõtleb millestki, siis tema soov koheselt täitub.
Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jata Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savatutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha. So, we see here
Seega me näeme siin seda, et
how much indebted the Dhruva Maharaj felt to his mother.
et kui palju ta Dhruva Maharaj tundis ennast võlglasena oma emale.
Not simply because it was his mother,
Mitte ainult sellepärast, et tegemist oli tema emaga,
but actually the real reason, the most powerful reason he felt indebted to his mother was that she had advised him how to find God.
vaid tegelikult see kõige olulisem põhjus, miks Dhruva Maharaj tundis sellist kohusetunnet ema ees, oli see, et tema ema oli aidanud teda kõige olulisemas.
That person who shows you how to find God.
Ehk ühesõnaga, kuidas jõuda tagasi Jumala juurde. Ja see inimene, kes näitab teile tee, kuidas jõuda tagasi Jumala juurde,
Who first shows you how to find God.
kes kõigepealt näitab teile, kuidas leida Jumalat.
He is called Pata Pradarshaka Guru.
Ja seda gurut nimetatakse just niimoodi.
The one who shows the path.
Ehk ühesõnaga see, kes näitab teed.
He is also known as Siksha Guru.
Ja nimetatakse ka Shiksha guruks.
The one who instructs you in the science of bhakti.
Ehk kes teid siis bhakti teaduses juhendab.
So there are two functions of the spiritual master.
Nii et siis vaimsuse õpetajal on kaks funktsiooni.
One function is he instructs you.
Üks funktsioon on see, et ta juhendab teid.
There is another function that is called diksha or initiation.
Ja on üks teine funktsioon ehk diksha, mis tähendab initsiatsioon.
That is the formalization of the guru-disciple relationship.
Ehk ühesõnaga siis see on guru ja õpilase suhte nii-öelda formaliseerimine.
Initiation is when you make a contract.
Initsiatsioon on see, kui te teete lepingu.
It is a binding contract between two parties.
see on kaks osapoolt kokku seov leping.
The spiritual master, he promises from his side to always give mercy to the student and to instruct that student, always give proper instructions how that disciple can go back to Godhead.
Ehk ühesõnaga siis vaimne õpetaja ühesõnaga on kohustatud ja ühesõnaga siis teeb kõike selleks, et anda juhendusi, selliseid juhendusi, et siis õpilane saaks jõuda tagasi Jumala juurde.
And the disciple promises that I will obey you.
Ja õpilane annab seda, et ma kuuletan sulle.
So the guru, he agrees to always serve the student.
Seega guru on alati valmis teenima õpilast.
And the student agrees to always serve the guru.
Ja õpilane on alati valmis teenima gurut.
It is a relationship based on service.
Eks see on ühesõnaga suhe, mis põhineb teenimisel.
So even though the Suniti was not his initiating guru,
Kuigi Suniti ei olnud Dhruva initseeriv guru,
she was certainly a Siksha guru or Vartana Pradarshaka guru for Dhruva.
oli ta siis kindlasti Shiksha guru ehk siis see guru, kes näitab teed Dhruvale.
So it's very interesting to see
Ja ta väga huvitav siinkohal tähele panna seda,
how the pure devotee,
kuidas puhas pühendunu
by the grace of the Lord,
läbi Jumala armulikkuse
can have all of his wishes fulfilled.
võib kõik oma soovid täide viia.
As Srila Prabhupada says, by the grace of the Lord, he becomes exactly like the Lord.
Srila Prabhupada ütleb, et läbi Jumala armulikkuse muutub see pühendunu just selliseks nagu Jumal.
Whenever he thinks of anything, his wishes immediately fulfilled.
Ja kui ta koheselt mõtleb millestki, siis kohe need soovid ka täituvad.
Isn't that what everybody would like to have in this world?
Kas see ei ole see, mida kõik siin maailmas sooviksid?
That whenever I think of something, I can have it immediately.
Et kui millestki mõtlen, siis ma koheselt saan selle.
The pure devotee can do them.
Aga puhas pühendunu võib seda teha.
Pure devotees like Dhruva Maharaj, they can do them.
Puhtad pühendunu nagu Dhruva Maharaj võivad seda teha.
So how does one qualify to come to that position that you can have all your wishes fulfilled immediately?
Kuidas siis nii-öelda saada kvalifitseerituks jõuda selle tasandile, et kõik teie soovid saaksid olema täidetud?
You simply have to study Dhruva Maharaj's example and see.
Lihtsalt te peate siis uurima ja järgima Dhruva Maharaja eeskuju.
If you become a pure devotee like Dhruva Maharaj, all of your desires will be fulfilled immediately, whatever you want.
Kui te saate selliseks puhtaks pühendus kui Dhruva Maharaja, siis kõik teie soovid saavad täidetud.
But you won't have any material desires, that's the thing, you see.
Aga asi on ju selles, et teil pole siis mitte ühtegi materiaalset soovi,
Based on lust,
mis põhinevad ihal,
anger,
vihal,
greed,
ahnusel,
madness,
hullumeelsusel,
illusion,
illusioonil
or envy.
või kadedusel.
All of your desires will purely be in the service of God.
Kõik teie soovid on puhtalt Jumala teenimises.
So, we have to learn how to desire properly, that's the point.
Seega me peame õppima, kuidas õigesti soovida.
One of my readers wrote me the other day, he said, how to give up urges.
Üks minu lugejaid, siis e-kursuse lugejaid kirjutas mulle ja küsis, kuidas saada vabaks sellistest ihadest.
We all feel so many urges, you see.
Et me kõik tunneme igasuguseid erinevaid ihasid.
The urge to eat,
Et siis iha süüa,
the urge to sleep,
iha magada,
the urge to mate,
et iha paarituda,
the urge to defend.
iha kaitsta.
We all feel so many urges.
Me kõik tunneme nii palju erinevaid ihasid.
So my reader wanted to know how to get free of these urges.
Nii et minu lugeja soovis teada, kuidas on võimalik nendest ihadest vabaneda.
So I explained him in this way.
Ja selgitasin talle selliselt.
You cannot give up urges.
Sa ei saa ihadest vabaneda.
Your nature is to have urges.
Sinu loomus on, et sul on ihad.
You simply have to get a higher set of urges, that's all.
Aga te lihtsalt peate saama kõrgema komplekti ihasid.
You cannot stop urging.
Te ei saa nii-öelda jätta ihalemist.
You simply have to learn how to have urges on a higher level, that's all.
lihtsalt peate õppima, kuidas omada ihasid kõrgemal tasemel.
When you get higher urges, the lower urges will go away automatically.
kui teil on kõrgemad ihad, siis madalamad ihad lähevad automaatselt ära.
What are the higher urges?
mis on kõrgemad ihad?
Shavanam kirtanam Vishnu smaranam padasevanam archanam and this way. Darshanam sakyam atmani vedanam. The ninefold process of bhakti. There are 9 different ways that the pure devotees desire to be absorbed in Krishna consciousness.
Need, mis siis Guru Maharaj ette lugesin, on bhakti 9 protsessi ja pühendunu soovibki sellel 9 viisil olla rakendatud pühendunud teenindus.
These are the urges of the pure devotee.
Need on siis puhta pühendunu ihad.
He had these 9 different types of urges. You see.
Ühesõnaga need 9 erinevat tüüpi ihasid.
He's very eager to hear about Krishna.
Ta on, ühesõnaga, ta on väga innustatud kuulama Krishnast.
He's very eager to talk about Krishna.
Ta on väga innukas rääkima Krishnast.
He loves to think about Krishna, remember him.
Ja talle meeldib kuulata Krishnast ja mäletada Krishnat.
He takes great pleasure in praying to Krishna,
Ja ta võtab väga suurt naudingut sellest, kui ta palvetab Krishna
in
poole.
worshipping Krishna,
Ja teenides Krishnat.
in worshipping the lotus feet of Krishna,
Teenides siis Jumala lootusalgu, Krishna
in
lootusalgu.
becoming a servant of Krishna,
Muutudes siis Krishna teenriks.
becoming friends with Krishna,
Saades Krishna sõbraks.
and to offer everything to Krishna.
Ja pakkudes kõik Krishnale.
These are the higher urges.
Need on kõrgemad ihad.
When you become very, very eager to hear about Krishna,
Et kui te muutute väga-väga innukaks kuulata Krishnast.
just like this Madanga drum, you see.
Just nagu see Mridanga trumm.
Bhaktivinoda Thakur said
Bhaktivinoda Thakur ütles, et
that as soon as I hear the Madanga drum, my heart dances in ecstasy. You see.
et niipea, kui ma kuulen Mridanga trummi kõla, siis minu süda tantsib ekstaasis.
One has a desire and urge to join in the kirtan, you see.
Et inimesel tekib kohe innukus minna ühineda kirtanaga.
To honor prasad and the association of the Vaishnavas.
Et austada prasaadi pühendunute Vaishnavate seltskonnas.
If one has an urge to take shelter of the lotus feet of a bona fide spiritual master,
Et kui inimesel on innukus võtta varjupaika autoriteetse vaimsõpeta lootusalgade juures,
these urges are very nice
siis need ihad on väga head,
because they do not degrade the consciousness.
sest nad ei vii teadvust alla.
These urges liberate one from the lower urges which keep one in the animal life.
Need ihad vabastavad inimese madalamatest ihadest, mis hoiavad inimest kinni loomalikul tasemel.
In other words, if your whole life is simply eat, sleep, mate and defend,
Ehk teisisõnu, kui teie elu on lihtsalt söö, maga, paaritu ja kaitse,
don't the animals do that also?
siis küsimus, et kas ka loomad ei tegele samade asjadega?
The animals eat,
Loomad söövad,
the animals sleep,
loomad magavad,
the animals mate,
loomad ka paarituvad
and the animals defend themselves, isn't it a fact?
ja loomad kaitsevad. Kas see pole fakt?
So if all you do is eat, sleep, mate and defend,
Et kui ainukese asja, mida teete, on lihtsalt sööte, magate, paaritate, kaitsete,
what makes you any better than an animal?
siis mis teeb
You see?
teid paremaks loomadest?
So human life is meant for higher consciousness.
Seega inimene on mõeldud kõrgema teadvuse jaoks.
Human life is meant to revive your lost relationship with God.
Inimelu on mõeldud selleks, et te taastaksite oma kadunud suhte Jumalaga.
That is the purpose of human life.
See on inimelu eesmärk.
Do not remain tamaguni.
Ärge jääge tamakuuniks.
Come out of the darkness of ignorance.
Tulge välja teadmatuse pimedusest.
Understand that you're an eternal spiritual being.
Mõistke, et te olete igavene vaimne elusolend.
You have nothing to do with that body. It's simply a garment that you're temporarily wearing right now.
Teil ei ole mitte midagi pistmist selle kehaga, see on lihtsalt ajutine riietus, mida te kannate.
You're actually not a member of a particular family.
Te ei ole tegelikult osake mingisugusest konkreetsest perekonnast.
Do you know how many different families that you've had in this material world?
Kas te kujutate ette, kas te teate, kui palju erinevaid perekondi teil on olnud selles materiaalses
You've had millions of different mothers and fathers.
Teil on olnud miljoneid erinevaid
In millions of lifetimes.
miljoneid erinevaid isasid ja emasid ja miljonites eludes.
Just like in the ocean, when the waves come in,
Just nagu ookeanis, kui need lained nii-öelda jõuavad randa.
there will be some sticks floating together, bunched up like a family.
siis seal on ühesõnaga näiteks mingisugused noh, toikad, mis iganes, mingid kaikad ja siis need on nagu tulevad hunnikus kui perekond.
And then the tide goes out.
Ja siis ühesõnaga see tõus siis nagu läheb tagasi või?
And it comes back in. And this time the sticks are all rearranged.
Just, et ühesõnaga igas, kui see tõus ja mõõn liigub, siis see vool liigub, siis just mõte on selles, et need toikad ühel hetkel on koos, teisel hetkel on jällegi nagu eraldi laiali või erinevates hunnikutes.
So those persons you consider to be your dear family members.
Ja siis need inimesed, keda te arvate olevat oma kallid perekonnaliikmed.
In your previous lifetime they may have been your enemies.
Aga eelmistes eludes võisid nad olla teie vaenlased.
You see?
Kas see näete või mõistate?
So in this way we have to be transcendental and not attached to any particular family.
Sellise viisi me peaksime olema transcendentaalsed ja mitte olema kiinduma mingisugusesse konkreetsesse perekonda.
But we have an urge to be a member of a family, don't we?
Aga meil on ju selline iha soov olla osake mingisugusest perekonnast,
So,
sest pole nii.
We have a better family for you.
Seega meil on teie jaoks parem perekond olemas.
It's called the Hare Krishna movement.
Ja seda kutsutakse Hare Krishna liikumine.
You can be a member of our family, you see.
Saate olla meie perekonna liige.
And in this way you can have your desire for family fulfilled.
Ja sellisel juhul teie iha perekonna järele saab olema täidetud.
The beauty of this family is that we are all going back to Godhead together.
Et selle perekonna ilu seisneb selles, et me kõik lähme koos tagasi Jumala juurde.
And when we go back to the spiritual world, we will be together as one family.
Ja kui me läheme tagasi vaimsesse maailmas, me oleme seal kõik koos kui perekond.
When you take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master,
Ja kui te võtate varjupaiga vaimse õpetaja juures,
when you get initiated by him,
ja kui te saate olema tema poolt initsieeritud,
he becomes your eternal spiritual father.
siis ta saab teie igaveseks vaimseks isaks.
And your relationship with him exists for all of eternity.
Ja teie suhe temaga kestab kogu igavikku.
When you go back to the spiritual world,
Kui lähete tagasi vaimsesse maailma,
Krishna or God will be there,
Krishna ehk Jumal on seal.
and your spiritual master will also be there as your father.
Ja teie vaimne õpetaja on seal samuti olemas kui teie isa.
So it is a very nice thing to join Hare Krishna movement.
Seega on väga hea asi liituda Hare Krishna liikumisega.
You get a spiritual father,
Te saate vaimse isa,
spiritual uncles and aunts,
vaimsed onud ja tädid,
spiritual brothers and sisters,
vaimsed vennad ja vaimsed õed,
spiritual cousins,
vaimsed nõbud
spiritual nieces and nephews.
ja vaimsed teised sugulased.
And this way a huge family
Ja sellisel viisil siis suur perekond
all over the world.
üle kogu maailma.
So our time is running a little short
Nii
today.
et meie aeg on praegu, meil on natuke vähem aega.
So I can ask now if there's any questions.
Ma võin küsida, et kas on küsimusi? Yes,
Yeah.
I would like to have. So we would like to be, I would like to be a member of this big family. But how about, let's say, these temporary family members? How should we deal with them?
Try to, just as Dhruva desired that his mother would also come back to Godhead.
Et minu küsimus oli see, et mina tahaksin olla osake sellest suurest perekonnast.
You should desire to liberate your mother, your father, your brothers, your sisters, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, your nieces and your nephews.
Aga kuidas ühesõnaga nüüd suhtuda nendesse perekonnaliikmetesse, kes on ajutised, kes ei ole, ütleme, selles vaimsed. Ja nüüd Guru Maharaj ütleb, et te peaksite mõtlema ja tegutsema nii nagu Dhruva Maharaj, ehk ühesõnaga püüdma kõiki siis oma neid kõiki sugulasi vabastada, ehk ühesõnaga samuti aidata neil tagasi jõuda Jumala juurde.
And you should, at the same time, you should strive to become as pure as Dhruva Maharaj.
Ja samal ajal te peaksite püüdlema saada sama puhtaks kui Dhruva Maharaj.
Because if you become as pure as Dhruva Maharaj,
Siis kui te saate nii puhtaks kui Dhruva Maharaj,
then Krishna will fulfill your desire.
siis Krishna täidab teie soovid.
He will liberate your mother,
Ja te vabastate oma ema,
your father,
teie isa
your wife,
ja teie naise,
your kids,
teie lapsed
your neighbors, everyone, whoever you desire to liberate, if you become pure like Dhruva Maharaj, they'll all be liberated by Krishna's mercy.
et ükskõik, keda te tahate vabastada läbi Krishna armulikkuse, need inimesed vabanevad.
So you should try to liberate them. That's all.
et sa peaksid neid püüda vabastada.
You should understand, my mundane family members are actually part of my eternal spiritual family.
ja peaksite mõistma, et tegelikult minu materiaalsed, ütleme, sugulased, perekonnaliikmed on tegelikult
Because we are all the children of God. Is it not a fact?
Nad on tegelikult osakesed suures valimisperekonnas. Me kõik oleme ju tegelikult
Krishna is the father of all living beings.
oleme kõik Krishna lapsed. Krishna on ju kõikide isa.
So my mundane family members, they are part of Krishna's family also. They are his children.
Ja seega siis ka minu perekonnaliikmed on samuti Krishna osakesed ja samuti.
All living entities, they are Krishna's children.
Nii et kõik elusõjandid on Krishna lapsed.
Just like that plant growing there on the counter, that is also one of Krishna's children.
Just nagu näiteks see taim siin on ka üks Krishna lastest.
Now he is getting the he is getting the effect of the Bhagavatam sound vibration.
Et praegu ta saab siis Bhagavatami helivibratsiooni kasu.
And he is becoming liberated also.
Ja samuti tema praegu vabaneb.
Just by being in the room with the Bhagavatam
Ja
going on.
lihtsalt olles koos Bhagavatamiga ühes ruumis.
So in this way we should try to expose everyone to transcendental sound vibration.
Ja sedasi me peaksime kõigile andma transcendentaalset helivibratsiooni.
That's why we give spiritual names.
Sellepärast me annamegi inimestele vaimsed nimed.
When you at the time of initiation, the spiritual master gives you a brand new name.
Ja initsiatsiooni ajal vaimne õpetaja annab teile täiesti uue nime.
A spiritual name.
Vaimse nime.
Prabhupada says, just by remembering your spiritual name at the time of death, you'll go back to Godhead.
Ja Prabhupada on öelnud, et lihtsalt mäletades oma vaimset nime surmahetkel läheb tagasi Jumala juurde.
Any other questions?
Kas on veel teisi küsimusi?
Yeah.
Et ma ütlen eesti keeles,
Jah.
et ISKCONis ei teenita ainult Radha Krishna jumalusi, et teenitakse ka näiteks Nishimhat ja mõnes kohas on Radham ja et need, kes neid jumalusi teenivad ja üldse, et kui näiteks surmahetkel näiteks meenutad hoopis Nishimhat, et siis lähed Nishimhatega planeedile.
Et kas on
et siis
nii?
ei lähe Kulokavindanasse. Või on, et siin ISKCONis meil on kõik nagu, kordame ära Krishna mõtet ja kõik nagu lähevad nagu Kulokavindana.
Okay. Ei, väga hea küsimus. Okay, so Karl is asking that here in ISKCON we also worship Lord Nishingadev, like Lord Ram, but what about if one devotee remembers in the time of death, remembers for instance Lord Ram or Nishingadev, does he go to the not Goloka Vrindavan, does he go to the appropriate Vaikuntha planet?
You might.
Et võib minna.
What do you mean? Could you explain?
You remember Lord Nishingadev at the time of death, you go to Nishingadev's planet.
Et kui sa Nishingat surmahetkel mäletad, siis lähed Nishinga planeedile.
That would be nice.
See oleks tore minna sinna.
Just to go and associate with Nishingadev with Lord Ram.
Et minna ja suhelda Nishingadeva või Jumal Ramaga.
But actually in the spiritual world you're not restricted.
Aga vaata, vaimses maailmas sa tegelikult ei ole piiratud.
If you wanted to visit Lord Nishingadev on your way to Krishna Loka, you could do that.
Et kui sa oma teel Krishna Lokale tahad külastada.
Yes, Prabhupada explains. You do not understand.
It is mentioned that Lakshmi ji.
Yeah?
Lakshmi is with Narayan all the time, serving him all the time. But to get into Krishna's pastime, she had to perform austerities. It's not easy.
Yes, but Prabhupada also explains that there is full freedom.
Yes, that is true.
So if one has, if one is given one's whole life to serving Lord Chaitanya's mission, he is certainly qualified to go to Goloka Vrindavan.
Et kui inimene on andnud kogu oma elu teenimaks Jumal Chaitanya missiooni, siis ta on täiesti kvalifitseeritud minemaks tagasi Goloka Vrindavanale.
And at the last minute he desires to have Nishingadev's darshan. That desire can be fulfilled.
That desire will be fulfilled, but then they will end up there, they will be fulfilled. Desire is fulfilled.
Aga et noh, et kui nad soovivad minna Nishingadeva juurde, siis lähevad sinna.
And if after going to Nishinga Loka, they have a desire to go to Krishna Loka, as confirmed in this purport, that desire will be fulfilled immediately.
Aga kui...
Again, we have... Okay.
aga kui ühesõnaga nad lähevad Rishingadeva juurde ja see soov on täidetud ja kui neil on soov minna Goloka Vrindavana, siis nagu siin selgitus on öeldud, nad saavad ka sinna minna.
That's confirmed right here in this purport.
Selles selgituses on see välja toodud.
Fulfill the desires, but we have to be that conscious also.
Et Krishna täidab kõik soovid.
Thus, whenever he thinks of anything, his wish is immediately fulfilled.
Et siin on toodud välja see, mis iganes ka.
Are we on that level first thing?
If one is qualified to go back to home, back to Godhead.
We are thinking of going to Nrsingadev's planet or Goloka planet. We can't even wake up for Mangalati. We can be
No, if someone at the time of death is actually qualified to enter the spiritual world,
okay,
that's what we're speaking of. In that condition, if someone is qualified to enter the spiritual world, and as they're leaving this world, they think of Lord Nrsingadev, what will happen to them?
Just like, for another example I will give. Like, yes, please.
Et Mats ütles seda, et kas me oleme sellisel tasandil nagu Dhruva Maharaj. Seda ütles ka, et mis rääkida minemast vaimsesse maailma, kui ei saa isegi Mangalaratile tulla. ja Maharaj ütles, aga et me räägime pigem sellest, et kui inimene on tõesti valmis kvalifitseeritud minema vaimsesse maailma. Me räägime sellest praegu. Kui ta on valmis minema täiesti sinna.
I agree with you. You said the qualification. We can understand what was the qualification of Dhruva Maharaj, how much austerities he has performed as a child. And Krishna has blessed him. He had already seen Krishna as a Prishnigarbha. It's not just that he's because he's a desire and he at the time of end he remembered. So he's qualified.
My point is, if someone's qualified to go back to Godhead, and on their way back to Godhead, they think of Lord Nrsingadev.
Yes, that's another thing. But if somebody is qualified, but not at the time of death, somebody remembers, just like Gandhi remembered Ram, Ram, Ram.
There's a claim that he didn't, didn't.
Well, I do not know, but that is the mention of. Prabhupada also mentions that.
So your point is, if you have to, it's stated that by remembering God at the time of death you will achieve His planet, but it also depends on the quality of one's remembrance, like Kamsa was remembering Krishna also.
Ühesõnaga siis on öeldud niimoodi, et millist vormi siis surmahetkel mõelda, et ka selle planeedi sinna vormi juurde jõuab, nagu näiteks Kamsa.
But the point also is there that it requires great, one must practice because the time of death is very disturbed time.
Aga oluline on ka see, et me peaksime praktiseerima, sellepärast et surmahetk on väga raske hetk.
Because all of your material attachments are being taken away immediately.
Kõik teie materiaalsed soovid, kiindumused tõmmatakse teie juurest minema ära.
So one should practice being Krishna conscious throughout one's life.
Seega inimene peaks kogu oma elu jooksul praktiseerima Krishna teadvust, olema Krishna teadvuses.
Just like now you have an opportunity to be Krishna conscious.
Näiteks praegu teil on võimalus olla Krishna teadvuses.
While hearing this class.
Näiteks kuulates seda loengut.
So you should focus your consciousness 100% on what's being spoken.
Et te peaksite keskendama oma teadvuse 100% sellele, millest
you shouldn't allow your mind to go wandering here and there.
Tohiks lasta oma mõistusel keerelda kuhugi minema.
Because the time of death you don't want your mind wandering here and there.
Surma hetkel te ei taha, et teie mõistus siia sinna lendab.
You want to focus it very one-pointed attention is called. One-pointed attention.
Te tahate keskenduda oma mõistuse väga kindlalt, seda nimetatakse ühesõnaga niimoodi, üks eesmärgi teadvus.
And that will train you for the time of death.
Ja selline teguviis treenib teid surmahetke jaoks.
Actually, Lord Chaitanya, being Lord Krishna himself, practicing as devotee, he says that he doesn't even care for going back to Godhead. He is practicing on this planet. And we are thinking where we're going to go, and we can't even practice.
So what's the question?
The question, this is my point. I'm just saying.
All right, you give Mataji's point.
Mataji mõte on selles, et näiteks Jumal Chaitanya tema palvetab niimoodi, et ma ei taha kuhugi minna. Ma ei taha tagasi Jumala juurde minna, ma praktiseerin siin samas, selle planeedi peal. Aga siis Matas ütleb lisaks sellele veel seda, et mis räägib, kui me mõtleme, et kuhu ma pärast lähen, mis planeedi ma lähen, kui ma isegi praegu ei praktiseeri korralikult. Mis ma siis räägin, mõtlen selle peale, kuhu ma lähen, kui ma praegu midagi ei tee.
So we should not think we're so qualified, that's the point.
Jah, mõte on selles, et me tohiks mõelda, et me oleme nii väga kvalifitseeritud.
That can be, we can be deluding ourselves and think, yes, I'm qualified to go back to God, and now where am I going to go?
Me võime ennast ühesõnaga petta ja mõelda, et jah, mina olen kvalifitseeritud minema tagasi Jumala juurde, kuhu ma nüüd võisin minna.
A devotee, a Vaishnava actually is very, very humble.
Aga Vaishnava tegelikult on väga-väga alandlik.
Prabhupada explains in his homage to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur in this connection.
Et Prabhupada selgitab oma nii-öelda siis tänusõnades Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakurale.
This is Prabhupada's humility.
See on Prabhupada alandlikkus.
He is saying, I hope that in this many repetitions of birth and death, as I'm punished for all of my sins.
Ütleb niimoodi, et kõikide nende sündide ja surmade jooksul, mille sees siis minu patud, ühesõnaga, ma kannatan oma pattude tagajärgi.
That somehow or other I can always remember Krishna.
Et ma suudaksin selle kõige sees ühel või teisel viisil mäletada Krishnat.
In other words, in this prayer, Prabhupada is saying, he doesn't even feel that he's qualified to go back to Godhead.
Et selles palves Prabhupada ütleb, et ta ei ole isegi kvalifitseeritud minemaks tagasi.
But he's simply hoping that somehow he can always remember Krishna. That's his prayer.
Tema palve on see, et ühel või teisel viisil suudaks lihtsalt mäletada, meeles hoida Krishnat.
So the point is, the way to become qualified to go back to Godhead
Nii et ehk ühesõnaga, viis, kuidas saada kvalifitseerituks minemaks tagasi Jumala juurde,
is to feel yourself highly unqualified.
On see, et tunda ennast väga ebakvalifitseerituna.
And simply putting yourself completely at the mercy of Krishna.
Et lihtsalt panna ennast Krishna armulikkuse peale.
My dear Lord, whatever you want to do with me is all right.
Et minu kallis Jumal, mis iganes sa tahad minuga teha, see sobib.
If you want me to stay in the cycle of birth and death to serve you in this material world, I will do that.
Et kui sa tahad, et ma jään sünni ja surma ahelasse siin materiaalses maailmas ja tahad, et ma siin teenin, siis palun väga.
If you want me to go to Vaikuntha or Nrsimhaloka, wherever you want me to go, I don't care. I'm just your servant, Lord, wherever you want me to go.
Kas tahad, et ma lähen Vaikuntale, Nrsimhalokale, mis iganes ükskõik kuhu. Peaasi, et ma saan olla sinu teener.
In other words, the devotee is not fussy.
Ühesõnaga, fussy?
Fussy means he's not picky and choosy. Krishna, I will be your devotee if you let me go to this place, or I'll be your devotee if you let me go to that place.
Et pühendamine ei ole selline valiv.
If I can come to Goloka Vrindavan and I can see Govardhana Jamuna, then I'll be your devotee.
Et pühendamine ütle niimoodi, et et vaat Krishna, kui ma saan siin teenida, vaat siis ma olen sinna pühendama. Või kui ma saan tulla Goloka Vrindavanile näha seda.
But I have to go to Nrsimhaloka, then I don't want to be your devotee.
Et kui ma minema Nrsimhalokale, vaat siis ma küll sinna pühendama ei taha olla.
A devotee is completely at the mercy of Krishna.
Pühendanu on täielikult Krishna armulikkuse peal.
Even if you want me to be an ant in the house of a devotee, that's all right.
Isegi kui sa tahad, et ma oleksin lihtsalt sipelgas pühendanu kodus, siis kas olla nii?
Because at least then I can get the dust of the feet of the Vaishnavas.
Sest sellisel juhul ma saan pühendanute lootusjalgadel tolmu.
And I can hear the kirtan.
Ja saan kuulda kirtanat.
And when they drop a little crumb of sweet on the floor, I can nibble on the sweet. You see?
Ja kui nad kukutavad maha või poetavad maha mingi väikese tükikese maiustust, siis ma saan seda süüa.
So the way to really be properly situated is to be very, very humble.
Nii et viis, kuidas siis tõesti olla õiges positsioonis, on olla väga-väga alandlik.
I'm not qualified to go to Goloka Vrindavan.
Ma ei ole kvalifitseeritud minemaks Goloka
I'm not qualified to go to Nrsimha's planet.
Ma ei ole kvalifitseeritud minemaks Nrsimha planeedile.
My only qualification is to become a worm in the stool.
Minu ainuke kvalifikatsioon on olla lihtsalt uss välja heites.
But Krishna and Gurudev, I'm simply begging you to save me, that's all.
Aga Krishna ja Gurudev, ma lihtsalt palun, et te mind päästaksite.
And whatever you want to do with me, that's all right. I'm just your servant.
Ja mis iganes te tahate minuga teha, ma olen lihtsalt teie teener.
That's the mood that will get you straight to Krishna Loka.
Vaat see on see meeleolu, mis viib teid otse Krishna
No demands.
mitte mingisuguseid nõudmisi.
Simply I want to be an instrument in the hands of my Guru and of Krishna. That's all.
Lihtsalt ma tahan olla instrument oma Guru ja Krishna kätes.
Just like you play that drum, you see.
Nagu sa mängid seda trummi.
You want to be like that drum.
Sa tahad olla nagu see trumm, sa peaksid
Now
tahtma.
let Guru and Krishna play me, that's all. Whatever they want to do with me.
Kas Guru ja Krishna siis nii-öelda mängivad minuga, et las nad teevad minuga, mis nad
I'm
soovivad.
simply an instrument in their hands.
Ma olen lihtsalt instrument nende kätes.
That's the mood that will take you to Krishna Loka immediately.
See on see meeleolu, mis viib teid otseselt Krishna lokale.
Not that, well, this, that, which one am I want? Do I want to go to, like going to the airport, do I want to go to Brussels? Do I want to go to Amsterdam? That mood is not right.
Mitte selline meeleolu, et näiteks nagu lennujaamas, et ma tahan minna Brüsselisse, ma tahan minna Amsterdami või selline meeleolu ei aita.
Any other questions? Yes.
Yes, you were saying that we should let Guru and Krishna use us as an instrument, as a drum. So, is it true that if we let ourselves to be played, that is actually, it's not that they are exploiting us, but it's for our ultimate benefit?
When you play a drum, are you exploiting the drum?
Et ühesõnaga, minu küsimus oli selline, et kui me laseme Krishnal ja Gurul endaga nii-öelda mängida nagu trummil, siis ma küsisin, et tegelikult see on ju meie kasuks, ei ole niimoodi, et meid kasutatakse ära. Ja siis Guru Maharaj küsib minu käest, et aga kas te kasutate trummi ära, kui te temaga mängite?
Kazi exploited the drum. Kazi broke the drum.
Et üks Kazi, et tema kasutas trummi ära, ta lõhkus selle.
So, but Krishna and Guru, they're not like Kazi.
Aga Krishna ja Guru ei ole nagu Kazi.
Devotee makes a very beautiful music with Mridanga.
Aga pühendunud ja Mridangaga väga ilusat muusikat.
I was there with Prabhupada when he played Mridanga.
Ma olin siis Prabhupadaga koos, kui ta mängis Mridangat.
It was so sweet.
See oli nii magus.
It was just like a symphony orchestra, that
See oli
Mridanga.
sümfooniaorkester.
The way Prabhupada played was just
Nii nagu
unbelievable.
kui Prabhupada mängis trummi.
So that's, the devotee just wants to be like a Mridanga in the hands of his Guru.
Nii et pühendunud tahab olla nagu Mridanga oma Guru kätes.
Any other questions?
Kas on veel küsimusi?
This is kind of a little bit educational. Actually, the Bhagavatam is very nice. We hear a lot of pastimes.
Mataji, can I please translate?
Yes.
Et Mataji ütleb, et see, mis ta tahab öelda, see on rohkem nagu läheb harimise valdkonda. Ütleb, et Bhagavatami kuulmine on väga hea.
We hear all these nice pastimes. We learn so many things. But unless it is put into practice,
Et me kuulame neid ilusaid ja huvitavaid mänge ja igasuguseid asju, aga juhul, kui me ei pane neid kõiki asju, mida me kuulame praktikasse,
then it doesn't make any sense. Just like we give the example of taking the college classes, and if it's not just taking the lectures and not putting into the practice, it will be useless and dry after some time.
Justkui nagu näiteks ülikooliõpingud, et kui me ei pane neid ülikooliõpinguid praktikas, siis mingil hetkel nad ühesõnaga kaotavad oma väärtuse.
When we talk about serving the Vaishnava, just like Dhruva Maharaj,
et kui me räägime Vaishnavate teenimisest just nagu Dhruva Maharaj,
we can't even give time for our own spiritual master.
Ja siis kui me räägime sellest, aga me ei saa isegi anda aega oma iseenda vaimse õpetaja jaoks.
So it's more important.
On rohkem olulisem.
It's very important that whatever we hear and we learn, it should be as in practice.
Ja on äärmiselt oluline, et see...
Like a crack pot, you have a water in a crack pot, you fill the water in it, it goes out slowly, and it becomes dry.
Et on äärmiselt oluline siis kõike, mida me õpime, panna praktikasse. Muidu vastasel me oleme lihtsalt nagu katkine pott. Paned vee sisse, aga see voolab välja.
So you're saying we should patch the cracks?
We should patch the cracks, or
me
we should not have any cracks.
Me peaksime siis need nii-öelda mõrad siis parandama, kokku lappima.
If you really wish to be in that mood and serving the spiritual master and devotees, that is the thing we can do. Otherwise, we may practice so many things, but we haven't come to that point, then we are not able to do any other things.
Et me peaksime just praktiseerima siis guru ja vaishnavate teenimist. Me võime igasuguseid teisi asju teha, aga kui me ei jõua selleni, siis see on kasutu.
For the practical purpose, I would say like today.
Näiteks praktilise näitena ma toon tänase päeva.
Like we have been here for a very short time. We hardly see any devotees here for service.
How?
Hardly see any devotees for service.
Et ühesõnaga
Last night we are the guest. We cooked the offering yesterday for the feast and everything and cleaning up. And then today, this morning, for lecture, the spiritual master has to wait. Then the disciples and the students, they come late.
Et siis Maatas räägib seda, et näiteks, et eile õhtul näiteks, et nemad on külalised siin, aga nemad pidid selle lõuna valmistama ja pidid siis õhtul koristama seda. Ja siis täna näiteks, et Guru Maharaj oli valmis aegut andma, aga kõik jäid hiljaks.
So if one wants to advance in Krishna consciousness and why the devotees have difficulty in chanting and all that also is just because of this reason.
Ja nüüd, kui keegi tahab Krishnaduses areneda, keegi tahab Krishnaduses areneda ja kui on probleemid mantra kordamisel, siis põhjus ongi just see sama, mida me siin näeme praegu.
Because of what? This reason?
Mille tõttu, mis see põhjus on?
That's what you said? Okay.
Et jah, et selle põhjuse tõttu.
So if you want to elaborate anything on that.
So Maharaji is saying that
Maharaji ütleb seda,
we can say, oh, it's such a wonderful philosophy, I can sit and appreciate it for hours.
Et võib öelda, et väga hea filosoofi, istun tunde ja kuulan seda.
When it comes to doing anything, no thank you.
Aga siis, kui tuleb asi, jõuab tegemisaeg kätte, siis ma ütlen teie aitäh.
That's like the jnanis also.
Tegelikult see on nagu jnaanid.
See, that's the difference between jnani and bhakta.
Ja see on erinevus olla jnani ja bhakta vahel.
The jnani can sit and theorize about it all day long and think that's very nice theories, you see.
Jnani võib päev otsa siis nagu teoretiseerida ja mõelda, et väga lahedad
But the
teooriad.
bhakta is the man of action.
Aga bhakta on see, kes tegutseb.
As soon as there's an opportunity for service, he runs to do the service.
Et niipea kui on teenimisvõimalus, ta jookseb selle teenimise järele.
Oh, there's some dishes that need to be washed, let me wash the dishes.
Näiteks on nõusid pesta, et las ma lähen ja pesen need nõud ära.
There's some vegetables that need to be cut for the offering, let me assist by cutting the vegetables.
Et kui on vaja ühesõnaga mingisuguseid köögile lõigata, las ma lähen ja
He's
aitan.
very eager to engage in service.
Ta on väga innukas ennast rakendama teenimisse.
That's the difference between jnani and bhakta.
See on jnani ja bhakta vahe.
To qualify to go to Goloka Vrindavan, one must become very eager for service.
Et selleks, et kvalifitseerida ennast minemaks tagasi Goloka Vrindavanile, peab olema väga innukas teenimise järele.
Especially when the spiritual master is here, and then one should be very eager to render all types of services to the spiritual master.
Eriti vaine õpetaja on just siinsamas kohal, siis peab olema väga innukas teenima teda.
Any other points in this regard, Devi?
Kas
This is whether one is a disciple or not, but senior devotees are there. Everybody should be.
Even if it's not my spiritual master, if a spiritual master comes, then we should, same thing, very eager for
mitte
service.
ainult, et minu vaimne õpetaja, ükskõik milline vaimne õpetaja tuleb, peaksime olema sellises meeleolus.
Because by serving Guru, that's how we advance very quickly in Krishna consciousness.
Teendes Gurut, see on see viis, mille me väga kergesti areneme Krishna teadvuses.
Not just hearing Guru, you see,
Mitte lihtsalt kuulates Gurut,
but serving Guru also.
vaid teendes ka samuti teenides Gurut.
When Prabhupada one time chastised the disciples, he said, do not try to enjoy your spiritual master.
Prabhupada ükskord ütles oma õpilastele, ärge püüdke nautida vaimset õpetajat.
We may say, oh, it's so nice when Gurudev is here, I like his singing, I like his lecture, he entertains me very nicely.
Ma võin ju mõelda, et kui Gurudev on siin, et väga lahe, et mulle meeldib tema laigud, tema laulmine, ta väga hästi lõbustab mind.
But I don't want to serve him, you see. I want to enjoy him, but I don't want to give him any
Ma tahaks
enjoyment.
seda nautida, aga ma ei taha teda teenida.
So you should always think, how can I give, Gurudev gives me so much enjoyment, now how can I give him enjoyment?
Ja just peaksite mõtlema, et kui Gurudev annab mulle nii palju naudingut, siis kuidas saan mina anda temale
How can I assist him?
Kuidas ma saan teda aidata?
Can I contribute something for his travel expenses?
kas ma saan anda kuidagi aidata teda rahaliselt tema
Can I cook
reisikuludes?
for him? Can I do some cleaning? Can I do the laundry service? One should think, how can I serve him?
et kas ma saan talle süüa teha, ütleme siis seal pesta riideid, nii edasi, peaks mõtlema, kuidas ma saan teda teenida.
So it's very important. The more we can serve Guru and Vaishnavas, that's how we advance in Krishna
see
consciousness.
on väga oluline, mida rohkem me saame teenida Gurut ja Vaishnavaid, seda rohkem me areneme Krishna teadvuses.
Any other points, Mataji? That's it? Any other questions?
kas on veel teisi küsimusi?
Then we will automatically go to Krishna Loka.
ja Madas ütleb, et kui me niimoodi tegutseme, nagu just Guru Maharaj rääkis, siis me läheme automaatselt Krishna lokale.
Where we won't have to worry where we're gonna go.
siis me ei muretse, kuhu me peaksime minema, kuhu me tahame minna.
The point is, the mood in the Krishna Loka, everybody is absorbed in service.
mõte on selles, et Krishna lokal kõik on süvenenud.
There's no jnanis in the Krishna Loka.
Krishna lokal ei ole jnaanisid.
Everybody is very, very eager to serve, to serve, to serve, to serve.
et kõik on väga innukad teenima, teenima, teenima.
In Sanskrit, the word is da,
Sanskriti keeles see sõna on
jashoda,
jashoda,
kirtida,
kirtida.
kirtida. There's so many das in Vrindavan, you see.
et hästi palju erinevad siis
Vrindavan is a land of givers, people who like to give. People who like to give, they go to Goloka Vrindavan.
ehk ühesõnaga Vrindavan on maa või paik, kus on ainult, kes annavad.
So if you want to make sure that you go to Goloka Vrindavan,
et sa tahad ju olla kindel, et sa tahaksid minna, et sa läheksid Goloka Vrindavanale.
always, what can I give to the spiritual master?
mida ma saaksin anda vaimsele õpetajale?
What can I give to the Vaishnavas?
mida ma saaksin anda Vaishnavatele?
Always be in the mood of give to Guru, give to Vaishnavas, give. That is the qualification for going to Goloka Vrindavan.
et see on kvalifikatsioon, kuidas jõuda Goloka Vrindavale, et anda.
Not what can I take.
mitte see, et mida ma saan võtta.
Actually, to the extent that you give,
et vastavalt nii palju, kui te annate,
only to that extent will you be able to take.
ainult nii palju te saate ka võtta.
This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita.
see on öeldud Bhagavad Gitas.
Ye yatamang prapajyante tam stataiva vajam yaham amavardvanu vartante manushya partasarvashaha. As all surrendered unto me, I reward them accordingly.
Bhagavad Gitas on öeldud, et vastavalt sellele, kuidas keegi mulle alistub, ma vastan talle samaselt.
Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Prita.
Prita poeg, kõik järgivad minu teed igas mõttes.
So the more that you give to Guru,
mida rohkem te annate Gurule,
the more you give to Vaishnavas,
mida rohkem te annate Vaishnavatele,
the more you give to Krishna,
mida rohkem te annate Krishnale,
for that you get rewarded, you see.
selle eest te saate ka tasutud.
So if you want to be assured of a place on the airplane back to Goloka Vrindavan,
kui te tahate, et teil on koht olemas lennukil Goloka Vrindavanale,
if you want to make sure you have ticket,
te tahate olla kindel, et teil on olemas
you have reserved seat on that
teil on
airplane,
siis nagu broneeritud iste sellel lennukil,
then totally give yourself to Guru and Vaishnavas.
siis täielikult andke ennast Gurule ja Vaishnavatele.
That way you have front row seat.
sellisel viisil on teil koht esireas.
Back to home, back to God.
tagasi Jumala juurde, tagasi koju.
Any other question?
kas on veel teisi küsimusi?
So everyone's happy now?
et kas kõik on õnnelikud?
Is your depression going away now?
et kas sinu depressioon on minema kadumas?
You feeling happy?
sa tunned õnnelikuna?
natuke kergemalt.
A little bit.
Oh, very good. I'm very happy.
ma olen väga õnnelik selle üle.
If you are becoming happy, that gives great happiness to me.
kui sina saad õnnelikuks, siis see teeb mulle ka palju rõõmu.
I do not want that you should ever be depressed ever again.
ma ei tahaks, et sa kunagi uuesti peaksid olema depressioonis jällegi.
And you can always feel your heart is dancing and joy.
et sa peaksid alati tundma rõõmu oma südames.
So everyone is enthusiastic now for devotional service,
et kas kõik on entusiastlikud nüüd tegemaks pühendunud teenimist?
ready to sacrifice everything for Lord Chaitanya's movement?
on valmis ohverdama kõik Jumal Chaitanya missiooni jaoks?
What do you say? Yes? Everyone's ready?
kas sa ütlete jah, kas kõik on valmis?
Yes? Yes? Philip?
Philip would say that he's more enthusiastic than before.
That's good. I want to light a fire under you
Ma tahaksin sulle alla tule teha,
to get you moving
et sa hakkaksid liikuma
towards Krishna, you see, with great
Krishna
enthusiasm.
poole.
You should become a pure devotee.
Võiks sama puhtaks pühendunuks.
Why you should suffer any longer in the repetition of birth and death.
Miks sa peaksid kannatama sünnisurma ahelas?
And Yanak also.
Janek samuti.
You see.
Yanak has already started putting in practice. Now
How many japa, how many rounds are you chanting now, Yanak? 16?
Janek on, Madis ütleb, et sa oled hakanud juba rohkem praktiseerima. Ja palju sa ringi kordad praegu?
What is Philip is, how much Philip is going to put in practice?
Palju Philip siis praktikasse paneb?
No ma tahan nagu uuesti alustada.
How many rounds is Yanik chanting?
He is starting 16 today.
16 today started.
Starting today. And you
Starting
and
today.
Philip?
Yesterday he has 8.
8. And Philip?
Philip wants to start again. Yes.
16?
How much?
I can start just
8.
with 16. I have
16?
less at the beginning.
Philip wants to start with less.
8, at least 8 he will start.
8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kaheksa.
Okay.
Agreed.
Are you gonna start chanting rounds now? Some japa?
Kas sa ka hakkad natukene japat kordama nüüd?
You want to join the japa club?
Tahad japa klubisse astuda?
Chant some japa every day?
Et iga päev natukene japat korrata.
You ready for that now?
Kuidas sa tunned? Kas sa oled selleks valmis praegu?
Yes?
Yeah.
Very good. Do you have the beads yet?
No.
So today you must get. Where are the beads? Do you have them here?
At my place.
So today you get the beads from him. He'll teach you how to chant on the beads.
Et ma siis õpetan sulle. Täna saame minna koos, on ju. Läheme siit koos vist täna. No pärast räägime. Igal juhul ma saan sulle õpetada ja siis saab minu käest helmed.
What number we should give her, Mataji?
Vaatad siis?
She can just do
2?
2.
2. We'll make it. You start off like baby step. You just do two rounds every
Et
day.
ühesõnaga, et et nagu väikese sammudega.
That's your assignment.
Kahest ringist.
2 every day.
Et 2 ringi iga päev.
And this way you can begin to put an end to all of your depression forever.
Sedasi tehes sa saad panna lõpu oma depressioonil igaveseks.
The more you take shelter of Krishna's name, the more you become free of depression.
Ja mida rohkem sa võtad varjupaiga Krishna nimede juures, seda rohkem sa vabaks
And
depressiooni.
the next time I come, I'll see a big smile on your face.
Järgmine kord, kui ma tulen, siis ma näen suurt naeratust sinu näol.
I'm looking forward to a huge smile on
Ja
your
ma
face.
ootan seda suurt naeratust sinu näol.
So, that's it.
Kas see on kõik?
Huh?
Yeah, we can go.
So now it's time for us to go to Tallinn.
Ja nüüd on aeg meil minna Tallinnasse.
Who is going
Anyone who wants to come to Tallinn to hear my lectures, you're welcome to come and spend the weekend in Tallinn also.
Et kes soovib tulla Tallinnasse ja kuulata meil loenguid on, saab tulla.
I'll be there, I'm staying there till Monday morning.
Et ma olen seal kuni esmaspäeva hommikuni.
Maybe morning and evening lecture and then the Sunday feast lecture also.
Hommikused ja õhtused loengud ja samuti ka pühapäeva programmi loeng.
Okay, so that's it. So we'll hit the road now.
Et see on siis kõik. Me nüüd läheme.
Return this to Mataji.
Yes.
Where you got it in the room actually.
to give it to me? Yeah.
All
I
right.
don't want to forget.
Gyantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Peace, grace, Sila Gurudeva ki.
Yeah.